Hi friends, and welcome back to Rouse Rising. My name is Katie, and on this channel I share all about holistic homemaking, lifestyle, and parenting. I'm a mom to 5 kids. We are a retired military family, and we are currently trying to figure out where we're gonna set down roots. And until then, things are gonna be a little bit up in the air, and we're just taking it day by day. What's gonna happen with life? Where are we gonna land? Being unsettled feels strangely familiar. We've been in this boat so many times before. In fact, when we lived in our last home in Klamath Falls in Southern Oregon, we knew that it wasn't going to be a permanent home, and now that we've left there, I question, should it have been our permanent home? I loved that house. I loved that property. I loved our community. I loved everything about it. The time came and we had to move on. And we often talk about going back. Will we end up back there? We don't know. There's not a place for us there right now, but maybe in the future there will be. During this time or this season of life, we would really like to be in Virginia, where both of our families are. Aaron and I grew up in the same hometown, and both of our fathers and our siblings still live in that area. So it would be wonderful to move back to that area. This is the 3rd season that Aaron has been trying to get a job back east in Virginia. We've had a lot of hope to move back to Virginia. We've had a lot of opportunities that have presented themselves, but that haven't panned out. And until something pans out, we will just stay put in this home. We will stay put in this area. We have faith, and we know that the right opportunity will present itself when the time is right. All right, you all were asking about the Clove tea situation, and I'm just going to use a regular tea mug. And I have got one of these tea strainers, or you can use it for coffee or tea. We use it for tea. It's a lot more fine mesh than a typical tea ball or tea strainer, so it also allows everything to steep, and then you can remove it when you are done. So I just go in, and I don't actually measure with a spoon. We don't measure with a spoon, we just kind of eyeball it. That many or more. Aaron does more because he does the big Guinness cup. So you cover the bottom. It's about 2 tablespoons or so. You just let them steep and leave it there for a couple hours and then drink it. We bake a loaf of bread about every other day, and I have just started baking sourdough again, and I'm up to once a week. Maybe I'll get in some more sourdough, but I've got to tell y'all, homeschooling 5 kids it's a lot, and it takes all of my brain space and all of my brain power to do so. It's a lot of hard work, and I'm proud of us for doing the thing. We are shopping in the Dollar Tree, and these are some of the deals that they have. So if you were needing some things for Thanksgiving or for your pantry, these are pretty decent prices. Let's see, you can get some cheddar garlic biscuit mix, and there's 7 servings per container for $1.25. You can mix those up real quick. They've got cream and mushroom soup for $1.25. Green beans, spinach, sweet peas, collard greens, or no, what is this? Green beans, kernel corn. All right. They've got all of these broths up here, $1.25 for broth, and mini Nutella. Look, we don't do Nutella. I have not had Nutella in over a decade. It made me really sick when I was pregnant one time, and I cannot go back. But look at that, some marshmallows for your hot cocoa and for your sweet potatoes, for your yams. They've got all the kits here, all the seasoning and spices, $1.25. I got a bunch of vegetables, so I'm gonna make a soup. We've got onion, garlic, we've got some squash, some peppers, we've got carrots, and chicken broth, some vegetable bouillon that I freeze dried last year or the year before. I can't remember when I did that. The years start to blend together. And then some leftover potatoes. Not sure if I'm going to add those or not, but we are going to roast up all of these vegetables along with some tomatoes, because originally I was going to make a tomato soup. This did not turn out to be a tomato soup, so I'm going to retry that a different way. This just ended up being a blended vegetable soup. It was very tasty. Everybody liked it. So we just threw all of our vegetables into a cast iron skillet. Drizzle with your favorite fat. I used olive oil for this recipe, and we set or preheat our oven to 400 degrees because we are going to roast these up. I'm going to stick them in there for about 30 minutes until they get nice and a little bit soft and some color on them. And once your vegetables look like this, well, you can cook them a little bit longer if you like, or you can go ahead and throw them into a blender, which is what I'm going to do. I also cooked up these lentils. We're going to add some protein to this soup. So I've got red lentils here. They're not going to make the color crazy. They're not going to turn it brown. It's not going to look unappetizing. It's going to be very appetizing with all of these beautiful colors. We are going to make a beautiful orange vegetable blended soup. You could add curry seasoning to this if you like and make it a curried soup. You can just do salt and pepper, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any or very much herbs and spices and seasonings and things like that. We're going to keep it simple and let the vegetables flavor shine through. And we're just going to season it with salt and pepper to taste. And if you make a large portion like I do, you're going to need quite a bit of salt and pepper, but just taste your soup and see. What I like to do is stick it in my blender and blend it up with some chicken broth. You can also throw it in a pot and do the immersion blender. I've done it both ways. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for in my kitchen on any given day. On this day, I'm in the mood to blend it. So we're just taking that roasted garlic, and everything is piping hot. So I'm using the tongs to squeeze out the roasted garlic into this pitcher for the blender. And there you go. There's a hack. There's a hot garlic hack for you. Just squeeze them with the tongs, and then you're going to have to get in there with another utensil and really pop them out. Just don't put the skins in there because that wouldn't taste very good. They might not blend up very well, and then you might gag on a garlic peel. Same with onion peels. You might not want to put your peels in your soup. And the same thing with carrots. Not the same thing because their peels will blend up. But we did strip the carrots. We did remove the skins before cooking them. I noticed the skins can sometimes turn brown, and we're just trying to not put too much brown in there because we don't want it to turn. We want it to be a beautiful soup, not a brown soup. Not saying brown isn't beautiful, but sometimes it can look a little unappetizing, so we're trying to keep it rosy here. Here you see I am placing the freeze-dried vegetable bouillon in for some extra flavor. And then we're also going to add some chicken broth that we had left over from a previous meal. Start blending and then keep adding broth, or if you need to, water, vegetable stock, whatever you have, just keep adding it until you get the soup to the consistency, to the thickness that you like. We like it a lot thinner than mashed potatoes, but not quite as soupy as water. So somewhere in the middle there, you will find a palatable texture and consistency, thickness. If you leave it on the little thicker side, then you can add in coconut milk or heavy cream, whatever you like to make it a little bit creamier. I used coconut cream in this particular recipe just to make it a delicious creamy soup. We served it up with toast, some olive oil, and salt and pepper on top. Delicious. All right, we just pulled in up here at Fred Meyer's in Bend, Oregon, and I pulled right into the front of this office in this complex, or a storefront, for Wanderlust Tours in Bend, Oregon, established in 1993. I wonder if that was the year the people were born. Anyways, wanderlusttours.com if you're in the local Bend area. If you want to do caving, snowshoeing, bonfire tours, moonlight tours, canoeing, kayaking, volcano tours, or brewery tours. They got a lot of different kinds of tours. And I'm sure if you have an idea and you told them that, hey, I want you to find me this to do, that they would find it for you and do it with you. And you would probably have a pretty good time because, let's be real, it's a good time here. It's a real good time here. We have a good time here. Today, I'm sporting my Goodwill elk shirt. It is awesome. So we're in the grocery store trying to do a frugal grocery haul, and we have all the ingredients to make pizza at home. We just need pepperonis, and these are $3.99 for a pack. They're on sale for the all-natural uncured pepperoni, no nitrates added. And the pizzas are actually on sale, but you have to do this whole digital deal thing, and for some reason I can't get logged into my app account. And it's an issue, but apparently they have pizzas here for $2.99, but they're all junk. So I've been giving my kids frozen pizzas for the last couple of years because I just have been in survival mode, and now we're back to making pizzas. So but my frugal grocery haul so far has apples, butternut squash, a thing of cabbage, a thing of celery, and these donuts that we found on sale for $2.67. So those are going to be an after-school treat for my kids. But we're going to look right now at the dairy-free options for ice cream and pick her out some dairy-free ice cream so that she's got that, so that when the others have regular ice cream. And I thought about making her some ice cream because we have a bunch of coconut cream and stuff like that, but I think we're going to hold off and just buy some. The ice cream's expensive, so I'm going to take a look and see what they have, see what's on sale, see what's the best bang for our buck for dairy-free ice cream. We've got an organic soy milk, a French vanilla, this one says rich custard style vanilla ice cream. Oh wait, I don't know, that's not dairy-free. Let me look. All right, so we're going to stick with the So Delicious kind, and all of these are dairy-free, so we're going to go with, she can't have bananas, so we're gonna give her the s'mores. She can't have peanuts, so we gotta be careful with that. We got banana Fosters. We can do dark chocolate truffle, or cookies, dark chocolate, or cookies and cream. We'll do that. Hopefully there's no peanuts in that. I'll have to double check. So wild blueberries here are expensive. I think it's a better deal at Costco. I bought a butternut squash to make butternut squash soup in the next week or 2 or 3, whenever I get to it. It was nearly $6 for a butternut squash. I just feel like that's ridiculous. And then everything. I know it's expensive for everybody, but I did really well. I got out of Fred Meyer's and I spent under $100 for groceries this week. We might have to go into town. We got about a gallon left of milk. And we've got almond milk. And I've got powdered milk. So we've got milk that we can make do with, but just groceries are outrageous. But made it out of there. Spent $100 on 2.5 bags of groceries. No, sorry, $80 on 2.5 bags of groceries. Better give you the right number. I really tried to do well. $83.51. I saved $9.78. And I literally got to, look. Don't mind the mess, this is my husband's vehicle, but 2 bags of groceries, and then that little frozen bag that has my daughter's ice cream in it, which might as well have been it just seems like a lot of money for some celery, some apples, a butternut squash, some tea. Seems like a lot of money. All right, we are back home and I have a little bit of a grocery haul with you, and I was just trying on this shirt that I got from Goodwill. It was $4. It's organic cotton with like 5% or 1% spandex to give it a little bit of stretch, but it's cute. I thought it was cute. I need t-shirts. My daughter needs t-shirts. So between the two of us, we've got a couple of t-shirts because they're all size small, extra small, and they fit me fine. I just prefer medium. So they'll probably go to her, but at least we got a few extra cute little shirts. One of them is, I'll show you in just a minute. We'll do a Goodwill haul too. I also found my son a pair of pants, a pair of shorts, and a t-shirt, but I plan to take him shopping tomorrow to see if we can find anything else for him, because I'd like to let him pick out some of his own t-shirts. But we don't just exclusively shop at Goodwill, but when the kids need stuff, it's the first place I go. When I need stuff, it's the first place I go. Got the tag on still. I'm gonna take this off and put my other clothes back on, but let me show you what I got from the grocery store. All right, my $84 grocery haul, 2 bags. It was all fit in 2 bags. 2 bananas, 2 whatever's of bananas. I got a big old thing of celery. I'm gonna make cabbage soup tomorrow, I think. I'm gonna save this squash for another day, another soup. But tomorrow I think we're gonna make cabbage soup with potatoes, celery, carrots, cabbage, tomato, like a tomato sauce or tomato base, and the chicken broth that I just made from the chicken I made yesterday. I got a thing of extra Sleepy Time Extra. This is a splurge. I've weaned myself off of it. I say weaned, I wasn't hooked on it or anything, but for the last 4 years, I've been drinking nighttime tea at night, and I haven't needed it, but there's an occasion where I want to drink a cup of tea, so I got some nighttime tea. I need to get some more loose leaf because I'm all out of my loose leaf tea. And I prefer to do loose leaf in a stainless steel thing in a tea ball, but I'm out of loose leaf. All right, Rumford baking powder. Got a backup of that because we're running a little bit low on that, and we bake some things. Got some Crisco pure vegetable oil to make Play-Doh. That's why I got that, because we don't have any vegetable oil, and I don't want to use coconut. I have a liquid coconut oil, and it's really expensive. I don't want to use that to make Play-Doh, so I got pure vegetable oil. This was $3.29, and I can make a lot of Play-Doh with that for my kids. So got that for that. A bag of Kroger brand Honey Crisp apples, and then a bag of Sonic Crisp apples from Kroger as well, or from Fred Meyer's. Didn't get organic this time. I was trying to be frugal, but clearly I wasn't because of my bill. We got some Kite Hill Greek-style dairy-free vanilla unsweetened for my dairy-free girl. Also got her some delicious dairy-free cookies and cream, chocolate ice cream, and some delicious s'mores ice cream. We've got the cabbage to make cabbage soup. I also have purple cabbage in my fridge I need to use to make some sauerkraut, but we're going to make cabbage soup because I've been craving that. My stepmother, my first stepmother, who is no longer with us. Some of y'all don't know, I lost my mom when I was 20. I lost my stepmother shortly after. My mom died suddenly from a brain aneurysm. My stepmother died from cancer. And so, you know, she used to eat a lot of cabbage soup. So my stepmother did. So I am making cabbage soup this week. That's what we're going to do. Jet puffed. For the kids, for the kids, hot chocolate, because they get homemade hot chocolate now. I've been making it with hot chocolate powder, powdered milk, and powdered sugar. Then they get the special treat, some marshmallows on top. We're going to make some pepperoni pizzas. We might make pepperoni rolls. I did grab this bag of original yeast dinner rolls. I can make my own, but these are easy. I thought about making them tonight for dinner for the kids, but I think what I'm going to make instead is a ground beef stroganoff with some cream of mushroom soup, some pasta, some ground beef, and we're going to make a ground beef stroganoff. I thought I was going to make these for dinner tonight because we have MMA tonight. The kids have MMA practice, so it's going to be, I pick them up from school, we come home and eat really quick, run them off to practice. So I got the natural uncured pepperoni to stuff in here with mozzarella. One of my kids doesn't use cheese, so we just stuff them with pepperoni, and we can do goat's cheese. But we can also make little mini pizzas. We can also use these on Thanksgiving when I'm making 7,000 other things to eat. And the last thing I want to do is make bread dough on Thanksgiving. So I grabbed the yeast dinner rolls because I'm making a bunch of other stuff that day. So when my life gets less hectic, maybe we'll live near family one day. And if we do, then I'll make yeast dinner rolls from scratch because I'll have other people bringing other meals and contributions to the meal. But when it's just me and I'm the sole cooker for Thanksgiving feast, I try to cut corners in a few places. We can also use these to make some yams. But that is my weekly grocery haul this week with my couple of items. And then from Goodwill, I got my son a pair of American Eagle Flex pants. These were 50% off of $12.99. So those were about $6.50. I also got him a t-shirt because we've been to the Newberry National Volcanic Monument. And this says, I slept in a volcano. But we don't buy souvenir shirts because they're expensive and ridiculously priced. This one was $5. So he got himself a souvenir shirt for visiting the Newberry and, you know, all the things, all the volcanic things. And then these have a little smudge on them. I'm going to try to get that out. But these are a brand new pair of North Face shorts, size 29. Hopefully these fit him. and these were $8 for these shorts. He can mountain bike in them. They've got a zipper pocket for putting his personal items in. They're quick dry, so he can go mountain biking and then jump into the river to cool off. And they've got Velcro pockets, so we got those. And then we'll just come around here and I'll show you the couple of, there's my elk shirt. I took that off to try on these shirts. My elk shirt I was wearing earlier. This shirt says, "Bored like a girl," and this is just an Oregon souvenir shirt for Mount Bachelor. Mount Bachelor souvenir shirt, another souvenir shirt that we didn't have to pay a lot of money for. I just $8 for that, which is kind of expensive for a long sleeve t-shirt if you think about it. But if you were to buy that in a store or a souvenir place, it would have easily been $25, $30 or more. And then this Giro t-shirt, it's new with tags. It's a size small. It's fuchsia pink. Matches the hat I was wearing earlier, but between my oldest daughter and I, we can wear this. It's a cycling brand and we mountain bike. So grabbed us a mountain biking shirt, grabbed us a snowboarding shirt, and grabbed us, there you go. Oh, outfit of the day. I'm wearing baggy sandy gray jeans, my purple loafers with a fringe on them. And then I was wearing my sweater and my elk shirt. So I'm gonna put those back on because I'm all done. I got donuts in the car. Oh, that's what this grocery haul does not include. I have donuts in the car and I pulled the donuts out of the bag to give Bodhi a donut on the way home or before we left town. And I put the donuts in my lap, not realizing they were tipped up, and I got donut juice, donut glaze all over my pants. So now I've gotta clean those up and then go pick up my kids from school. So thanks so much for hanging out with me on this little outing today. I know videos have been kind of sparse and crazy and whatever. Life's been crazy. I hope I can update you guys soon about what's been going on. But again, in true Rowe family or Rowe family, however you pronounce it, fashion, we've given ourselves a deck of cards filled with chaos. And of course, it wouldn't be our life without a little bit of chaos and uncertainty. So we've been dealing with chaos and uncertainty. Aaron's back and hips are not doing well, so he's been struggling, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. We'll see what happens in the future. I'll update you guys if I can. Maybe there's nothing to update at all. Maybe everything will just calm down and we can just rest and relax and chill for a little bit, okay? Maybe, but maybe we're not gonna chill. Maybe things are just gonna get crazy again, and maybe you guys will come along for the ride and for the adventure, because that's what we're here for, right? Life is one big adventure and we're all here for this big adventure of life. And if you've ever had something exciting pop up, or if you've ever had an opportunity, take it. Take risks, take chances, do the thing, spend the money, have the fun. Don't spend money you don't have. Don't spend money you don't have. But, you know, live your life. Live your life. Be responsible, but live your life. So I'm sure we could have made more responsible decisions, but we've made decisions based on living our lives and enjoying life and living it to the fullest as much as we can. And we've up and moved our family to England. We moved our family here to the Pacific Northwest down in Southern Oregon. And then we moved here to Central Oregon where all the action and adventure is. And then it's a possibility we could be moving somewhere else in the future. We definitely are looking for a house to buy. We don't know where that's gonna land us. But I hope you guys will be along for the adventure. As of right now, we're not, as of today, this minute, right this second, I'm not actively house hunting, but you never know, tomorrow I might be. So more information, we need more information, and then we can figure our life out. So thanks for being here, part of the journey. I hope you guys had fun hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. All right, so we've got some water boiling with some Redmond's real salt in it. We've got our skillet heating up for the meat. We're gonna throw some meat in the skillet. We're gonna add, I don't normally do this kind of stuff, but today we're in a rush. So cream of mushroom soup, ground beef. We're gonna add a bunch of other stuff to it, probably some Worcestershire sauce. We're probably gonna try to make it taste like Salisbury steak, but we're gonna put it on pasta. So I'm gonna boil up some pasta and make that, but then I'm gonna First, I'm gonna pull out some of the meat. I'm gonna set it aside with some tomato sauce and make a tomato sauce based pasta for the dairy-free kid. And then everybody else is gonna have like a Salisbury steak based pasta. And this was super easy to make. I just mixed up the meat and seasoned it. Season it however you want to. I dumped in a thing of mushroom soup, and then I added some chicken broth and added the meat. And what else did we add? A little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard to give it that Salisbury steak, and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And this is what we have left over. We'll eat this for another meal, but we also have, that was a lot of Costco meat. My daughter had some spaghetti sauce with meat on some noodles, and the cream of mushroom soup has dairy in it. So dairy-free people got a different meal, same deliciousness.